Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Sarah from Dishing Out Wealth, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the rookie mistakes that you are making on social media. So whether you have a business and you're just starting out, or you already are an established business but you have just stalled on social media, this video is for you. So make sure you have a notepad out and you're taking notes, because this is going to be a really helpful video. But before we get started, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, because we make new content every Monday and Thursday, and we would love it if you would stick around. Social media is one ever-changing thing. Whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, it doesn't really matter. Things are constantly changing and evolving, and the algorithms are always different, and it just can be very frustrating to know what to do and what not to do. And so that's kind of why we're talking about these rookie mistakes. So when we say rookie, it's either because you are just starting out or you already have a business and things have just stalled a little bit. So there's nothing wrong with having things stall. By knowing what you can be doing different and how to kind of play with the algorithm is actually going to make you a lot more successful when it comes to social media and building your brand. So let's go ahead and get started with some of these things that we think you should avoid. The first rookie mistake that I see people making all the time is not posting consistently to their social media platforms. You can't just post once to Facebook every 2 weeks and expect to see results. Same thing with Instagram, Twitter. It doesn't really matter. Every platform is the same when it comes to this. So make sure you are posting consistently and that you have a good schedule. We've already talked about this in one of our previous videos, so I'm going to just link it up here in the cards so you can take a look at it once you're done with this video. But just knowing when to post, how to post, and making sure you have a consistent schedule is something that is going to benefit you in the long run. So again, if you need help creating content or even just coming up with things to post, you can just go ahead and contact us with the link in the description box below, because we offer social media services and we do this for other clients, and we've seen some great success with that. So we'd love it if you could just contact us if you need some help with that. The next mistake I see people making on social media is using bad pictures. So if your pictures don't have good lighting, if the staging isn't right, if the setup is a little strange, don't post it. Honestly, it's better to not post it than to post a bad picture, because social media is so visually oriented that if you put something bad out there, people are not going to want to click it and even check out what your content is. So if you don't have a good picture, don't worry about it. You can find a whole bunch of free stock images online. So you can go to Upsplash, you could just even make sure that you have a photographer you can use the rights from. Even hiring your own photographer is going to be so much better than having a bad picture floating around. Because honestly, there is nothing worse if you are a food blogger and you take a bad picture with your iPhone and it's 9 p.m. the lighting is really bad, and you post it on Instagram and you expect people to like it and comment and then go back to your site to see your recipe. No, that's not appetizing. So make sure that when you take your pictures, they are in good lighting and they are staged well, because it's going to make such a difference for your brand. The next mistake to avoid is not brand your content. So we see people all the time who have content and they're putting it out there, but it's not branded in any way. When I say branded, I'm talking, do your colors match your website? Is everything cohesive? Are you putting your logo on everything or your website on it? It doesn't matter. Make sure that your brand is specific and it's there and people know when they see it that it is your content. Because once people know that it's your content, then they're going to be, oh, okay, well, X did this, so I'm really excited about it. Or I saw this person post it, so therefore I know it's theirs. So it can be something as small as just throwing in your website name right at the bottom of your graphic in small letters. It could be as easy as just changing up your colors to make sure it matches your site. So whatever it is, just make sure it's branded and that it is very clearly yours. The next rookie mistake to avoid on social media is trying to do too much at once. There is no rule saying you have to do every social media platform for your business, because honestly, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest are each in of themselves so much work. And if you feel like you have to do all of them, it may not be beneficial to you, because you may feel like you're stretched too thin. And also something to think about, if your brand is not visually oriented, it may not be a very good idea to have Instagram, versus if you have a whole bunch of pictures and that is your brand, it may not be as good to have Twitter. So you kind of have to think about what your brand is, what you're trying to sell, and what it is about your brand that makes you special. And that's kind of how it's going to dictate your platform that you choose to use. Plus, once you get proficient with the platforms that you're on, it's going to make it a lot better for you. So get good at the 2 platforms or whatever it is that you want to use, instead of being mediocre at all 4 platforms. It's going to really help you out in the long run, and you will definitely see growth on social media when you do it that way. The next mistake that we see people making is not putting time into creating a content calendar. You need to have a calendar for your content, and you have to be able to schedule it correctly. I cannot stress this enough, you guys. It is so important to make sure that your content is scheduled for all of your social media platforms, because honestly, who has the time to go into Facebook twice a day, or just post things multiple times, or it's just not feasible for our everyday lives. So that is why there's schedulers, and you can use free ones. You have Hootsuite, you have a few other options here. You can also get paid content options like later.com, CoSchedule, those types of things, but you have to have a scheduler. So whether you invest in one or you just do a free option, completely up to you, but I cannot recommend it enough. We do have a link with Tailwind, so you can check it out in the description box below, because we think Tailwind is such a great thing. And I'm not saying that because we have an affiliate code. I'm saying it because I personally use it with my clients, and it is phenomenal. I cannot recommend Tailwind enough. So again, whether you're doing a free option or a paid one, you just need to make sure you have a scheduler in your life to make social media posting so much easier. The next rookie mistake to avoid making on social media is to have really bad graphics. And this goes back to the photography. If you have bad photography, no one's going to want to click on your post. And same with your graphics. If your graphics just don't look good, people are not going to want to be a part of it. So make sure that you spend some time figuring out what you like, what looks good, what fits with your brand, and kind of all ties together. And make sure that you're posting that consistently throughout your sites. So honestly, the best thing we found for graphics is with Pinterest, because if you do too many graphics on Facebook, it may not work with the ad policy. Instagram is kind of iffy, but usually with Pinterest is where the graphics would come in. So make sure that you are doing the right dimensions, that you have a really good branding, and that everything just looks really nice. So you can do this with apps like PicMonkey or Canva. Honestly, I use Canva. Love it. I cannot recommend it enough. I have a paid version, but there's also a free version, and it offers so many templates. It offers great fonts and good colors, and you just can't go wrong with Canva. So highly recommend that if you're just looking for a place to start and just kind of dabble into a little bit of graphic design. It's going to work wonders, and it'll make you look more professional. The next rookie mistake to avoid is using bad links. And kind of what I'm talking about this is if someone is asking to have a link back to your site for a certain blog or a recipe or whatever it is that content is going to be about, don't just give them a link to your overall site. Give them a link to that specific thing that they are wanting to talk about. I've seen this happen so many times where people are asking for, maybe healthy recipes or a blog on healthy living, and they just give their blog URL instead of giving the actual post they want to be linked to. Because once people link to that specific blog post or recipe, then you are going to get ultimately more traffic to your site. You're going to get more page views, and people are more likely to stay on your site and take a look at what else you have to offer, instead of going to your main site and then hunting around trying to find what exactly it is you're trying to post. So quick little tip, make sure you're always giving people exactly what they ask for. The next rookie mistake to avoid on social media is not having a call to action. You have to tell people what you want them to do. If you want them to like your post, if you want them to share it, if you want them to comment, if you want them to send it, you need to tell them what it is that you're looking for. Because if people don't know that that's what you want, then they may not do it. I mean, yeah, sure, people are going to like your content if they honestly do like it, but you need to make sure you have a call to action in order for people to share it or comment or whatever it is you're looking to do. So make sure you're including that in your social media posts. And the last rookie mistake to avoid is not paying attention to specific platforms' requirements. So what I'm talking about is what works for Facebook is not going to work for Instagram. What works for Twitter will not work for Pinterest. You need to know your platforms. You need to know how each one operates, and you need to know what you need to do specifically to make each one successful. So again, if you need help with whatever social platform you're on, if you want it to grow and you just don't have the time to figure out what each platform is really needing from you and your brand, contact us, because we do this for so many different clients, and that is our job. We have a team of people, and we just have content creators and people who schedule and people who do the SEO and analytics and who study each platform individually to make it work best for you. So it is time consuming, but it's something that is really important for your brand because you need to make sure that you are putting your content out into the platforms that are really going to work best for you. Because if you are just posting content not so regularly and you're posting all across platforms and you are not switching things up and you are just essentially being a little stale, then yes, things are going to plateau and you're going to make not as big of an impression on social media as you really could. So there you have it. Those are some rookie mistakes that we have seen people using on social media and the ones that we think you should avoid, because these are all things that I've seen with multiple different clients, and we actually combat all of these at Dishing Out Wealth, and we've been able to see massive success with the different clients that we've worked with, and we've seen some great growth. And so these are just things that we have found throughout the years of doing this. So let us know in the comments what you thought of this video, and if you think any of these tips are helpful and kind of what you are doing to avoid making these mistakes on social media. So before you go, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and don't forget that we post new videos every Monday and Thursday because we'd love to have you back. So we'll go ahead and see you on our next video, and thanks for sticking around. Bye!